Hello children, I hope everyone is safe and sound. So before we move into the lesson, let's see what is here. So what is this? And this one, and this one. Yes, these are pictures of twigs. Yes. So in today's lesson, we will deal with the twig, and it is the poem by Amy Lowell. And here we see the picture of Amy Lowell. So first we see about the poet. Let us know about the poet. Amy Lawrence Lowell, she was born on February 9th, 1874, and she passed away on May 12th, 1925. She was an American poet of the Imagist school, which was promoting a return to classical values. She wrote essays, translated the work of others, and wrote literary biographies, including one about John Keats, the poet. Her work is full of imagery, so she is known as Imagist poet. She posthumously won the Pulitzer Prize for her book What's O'Clock in 1926. Posthumously means after she is passed away, she got this prize, Pulitzer Prize. This is the prize given to literary people, literature people who writes very good books. So let us know few words that we come across in the poem. Twig, a slender woody shoot growing from a branch or stem of a tree or shrub. Thrust, push, drive, force, hither and thither, here and there. Sparkling, shine brightly with flashes of light. Grass blades, one of the elongated linear leaves of a typical grass. Closet, a large cabinet or area like a cupboard for storage. Shrivel, shrink and wither. Now let's see the poem. The poem. It is only a little twig with a green bud at the end, but if you plant it and water it and set it where the sun will be above it, it will grow into a tall bush with many flowers and leaves which thrust hither and thither sparkling. From its roots will come freshness, and beneath it the grass blades will bend and recover themselves and clash one upon another in the blowing wind. So here we see that in this poem, the first part of the poem, where we see the positive side. Yes, when we chose a right action, that means in this first we'll see that it is only a little twig, and the poet is saying that if you plant that twig and water it and set it under the sun, so it will grow into a tall bush. Okay, this is the positive side, right? With many flowers, it will grow with many flowers and leaves which thrust hither and thither. That means the leaves growing here and there on the twig, and freshness will come out of its roots. Yes, and beneath it the grass blades which will bend and recover themselves and clash one upon another in the blowing wind. So this is the positive side of the twig when we plant it. Yes, when one plant it in the pot. So here we see a picture that a twig is planted, and in the second picture a twig that is growing. Yes, so when we plant a twig and water it, it will grow into a tall bush and it gives flowers. Yes, and leaves all over, and when you see it, you will feel some kind of freshness within you. Yes, you'll feel happy when to see the twig growing. So once again, let us read this part. It is only a little twig with a green bud at the end, but if you plant it and water it and set it where the sun will be above it, it will grow into a tall bush with many flowers and leaves which thrust hither and thither sparkling. From its roots will come freshness, and beneath it the grass blades will bend and recover themselves and clash one upon another in the blowing wind. So this is the first part of the poem where we see the positive side of the twig when we plant it. Now let's see the second part of the poem. But if you take my twig and throw it into a closet with mousetraps and blunted tools, it will shrivel and waste. And some day when you open the door, you will think it an old twisted nail and sweep it into the dustbin with other rubbish. So here we see that the next part, if you don't plant it and throw it in the closet. Yes, with blunted tools that you see here. I have kept a picture over here, and the mouse traps, and you throw it into the closet. After few days, when you open the closet, it will look like an old twisted nail, and you will think that it is rubbish and sweep it, and you will throw it into the dustbin with other rubbish. Yes, this is what will happen if we throw the twig. If we don't care about the twig. Yes, this is the second part. So once again we'll read this. But if you take my twig and throw it into a closet with mousetraps and blunted tools, it will shrivel and waste, and someday when you open the door, you will think it an old twisted nail and sweep it into the dustbin with other rubbish. So in this poem, Amy Lowell has beautifully picturized. Yes, you can see that in front of our eyes when we are reading this line by line. We can feel that in front of our eyes what will be going to happen with the twig when we plant it and when we throw it into the closet. Yes, so the nature is very beautiful, so we have to take care of the nature. That's what Amy Lowell wants every one of her readers to know, whatever, whether it could be a plant or animals or small children. If you take care of them, nurture them, and lovingly if you look after them, they will grow very nicely. But if you don't care, they will what do you say, they will shrivel and waste. And when after some days when you see it, it will turn like an old twisted nail. So we have to take care of our nature, our surroundings, and and we have to take care of ourselves also. Yes, when we take care of ourselves and look after ourselves, as you are the students, you have to take care of yourselves and your surroundings, and you have to take care about your studies. If you study nicely and write your exams well, you will grow, give leaves, fruits and flowers, like when you grow older with correct, like whatever your parents say, you listen to them. Whatever your teachers say, listen to them, study nicely, and finish your education, and you go into the right path, you will grow like a tree. Otherwise you will become like an old twisted nail. So you don't want to be like that, right? So you have to take care and you have to listen to your elders and parents. So to grow into a tall bush, yes, to grow into a tall bush, and with many flowers and leaves, and with the freshness within yourselves day to day. Yes, feeling freshness within yourself. So all these things you have to take care. So in this poem we see many, we can interpret many things from this poem. Yes, like we can feel ourselves like twigs, so we have to nurture ourselves. We can see that our nature now, because of there are no trees, so much of pollution is around us. So we have to take care of plants and trees, the nature around us. So much information is there in this poem. So she wrote very beautifully, and this is in depth, if we see this, we can see so many things in this poem, what her feeling was when she wrote this poem. So this is it.